United States CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
All right, everybody, welcome back to a Monday evening here at CPS Victims Hunting for Justice. It is, it's Monday. Hopefully everybody made it through the weekend without a CPS issue. If you didn't, we hope that you followed the steps that we preach here every week. I mean, that's what we're doing here, is we're trying to get you all to have the education that you need to ensure that if CPS does come knocking at your door, that you know the precautions that you need to take. Because the difference between you not answering that door or you not signing a safety plan or any of these small little minute steps that you think that we are just hounding on that aren't important, I beg to differ. It is very, very, very crucial. It's very important that you people follow these directions, that you people listen to what we say, because we know we're not lawyers, but we do know from experience and from the day in and day out interactions that we have with people, we know that these things are helping, that they're working, and that this could be the difference between you having your child in your home for the rest of your life or not. We know CPS has no boundaries. They go all the way up north to Canada, where our friend Josee here is tonight, where she fights every day. And today we're going to listen to what she has to say about what's going on in Canada. So with that being said, I'm going to bring out Josee and I'm going to bring out everybody. Josee, how are you doing, dear? How are you?
Hi, happy Monday. Happy Earth
Oh, good. Just something about you that brings some smiles to everybody. You bring it to me. We got Herbert here with us.
Hey.
Herbert, the law enforcement. And of course, we got Melissa right here with us.
Hey, how's everyone?
Melissa, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Melissa, how are you? All right, there she is. All right. So, I mean, how was everybody's weekend? We all made it through, well, because none of us have our kids anymore, right? We made it through without CPS taking our kids, but how do we do about trying to get our kids back? Josee, what's the news from Canada?
I saw on Thursday. So she's doing it. She's like,
oh no,
just on the verge of actually walking, and so that's good.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, Josee. Let's try this again. You sound like a chipmunk that's going slow. Let's try again, Josee.
Okay, I saw on Thursday. She's getting bigger.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no, what is going on here?
What's going on?
What is going on?
Hold on.
What is going on here? We clipped out the normal. Oh, come on. This is not good.
Are you here?
Let's see here. Let's see what we can do.
Is this better?
Yes, that's much better.
Okay. So Thursday, she's getting big. She's like, just like I say, like a couple. She's just on the tip. Today's Earth Day. It's my happy husband's birthday. And
happy birthday. Oh, and happy birthday.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's pretty much with me this weekend.
Have any updates in your court cases?
So you guys remember when they said they would pay me, right? So I've been trying to get into contact with. He has not contacted me yet. I find that very odd because every time I would call him, they answer me right away or like call me right back. Now he's avoiding my call and he hasn't responded to my emails. So I'm giving him until like then I'm going back to the court and I'm going to say, no, he's not getting into contact with me. Like there's something fishy going on. You know? What do you guys think?
Right. Yeah, only because I know what Josee was talking about. We were talking about it before, but what she's saying is if that was a little messed up for people, is her lawyer that she has at the court appointed to her is not getting in touch with her. This is a big problem. We all know that this is the United States with these court appointed attorneys, and they are not here to help us. There's a reason that they call them public pretenders. There's a reason that they have all kinds of guru names for them because they're not. And you're not going to convince me that they're here to assist us. What my total feeling is that they're here to make sure that DHS goes down and gets you a TPR without any flaws on the legal side, meaning that there's nothing to argue or appeal. They cross their T's and dot their I's for the DHS side, not for our side. This is one thing that I'm starting to enforce with people. Of course, again, I'm not a lawyer, but I kind of know a thing or two about a thing or two. But listen, these people aren't preparing our cases for an appealable thing. So they're going to, yeah, Brenda, you're absolutely right. Court appointed officers. Yep, exactly. But the thing is they are not lost my train of thought there. What they're doing is when you go to these court battles, none of us are winning in appeals because they're not getting us prepared for an appeal. So when we go to court for these CPR hearings and all of this, they're not bringing any meat and potatoes to the court case or any challenges that we can argue in an appeal. Do you see what I'm saying? Like they're not giving us the pertinent information or the pertinent arguments that can be made that will be brought to the appeals court. So they're ensuring, like they're not bringing up any legal aspects or any legal arguments. They're not trying to do anything funky in the courts, like asking a judge, for instance, to recuse themselves. They're not doing anything at all that can be challenged legally that will be in the trial purposes that you can use in the appeal. Therefore, when we do go to appeal, there's either nothing to appeal, as they would say, or they do it and it's on some funky BS that they don't want to do anyway, and that they go for it. But that's how it is here in the United States, Josee. Melissa, what do you think about that? Melissa. Oh, Melissa. Melissa's on mute. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, are you there? Oh my gosh, I hope she's all right. But anyway, until Melissa comes back. Herbert, did you hear what I said? Herbert? Anyone?
We lost them all.
Herbert,
can you hear me now?
There we go. Here's
I
Melissa
can hear you.
back. Melissa, what's your all right, well, no one's talking. All right. So, what did you think about that, Melissa? That the court-appointed attorneys don't do anything for us that that helps us in our appeals. They're not there to. They're not there to. But what's your take on the whole court-appointed attorney thing?
Court-appointed attorney for appeal is a waste of time.
For anything. Yeah, but I'm just talking about for overall.
Hours going over everything. Going over everything. Oh, attack it like this. We'll brief that said Jack, which guaranteed that I lost my appeal.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
So
they give. Is anybody? You know what? Let's ask.
Vendors.
Wow, they're messing with us big time tonight, guys. Hey, how about anybody out there in the chats? Do you guys, what's your opinions? Carrie, Brenda, any of you guys, what's your opinions on the court-appointed attorneys? Chime in on this, because I know that this is a common thing for all of us. How were you guys treated by your court-appointed attorneys? Anybody out there, go ahead and hit us in on the chat. Let Josee know how these court-appointed attorneys work for us in the United States and what she's to expect, because she's sitting there saying, hey, she hasn't heard from her attorney. There's been 3 weeks, right, Jose? It's been 3 weeks, right, since you've heard from them?
Yeah, pretty much. It feels like it anyways. Is it 2 weeks or 3? But on the 15th of April. So it's been a good 2 weeks.
Yeah,
well, Josee, the other thing you should do is email them. Over and above trying to call them, email them so you keep records.
Yes, well, I called him the first week, and then on the 15th, I was like, fuck you, I'm emailing you, so I have the proof. Wrote him the email saying, like this was done by this judge, and the judge ordered that the courts would pay for him. I have documents to sign, and when are we going to meet to get ready for this trial? Because paper trail is needed. Yes.
Right.
Well, and the problem is he's going to try to convince you. He's going to try to convince you that you only have to do this little bit of that or that little bit of this, and they don't put the fight forward that they should. I know here it's about the same price wise between Alabama and Michigan. Our court appointed attorneys get anywhere between $50 and $100 an hour. And their standard going rate's $3.50 an hour. So why are they going to make an effort? They feel like they're doing charity work.
Yeah, Carrie says make sure you file complaints. And Carrie asks you this, Melissa. Melissa, what about states that require that lawyers has to file the initial appeal and then they can withdraw?
So even if a state, and this is kind of some of what we did with one other person, even if it's a state where they require an attorney for the appeal, you have the right to petition the court to do the hearing pro se. There's a special hearing that they'll hold that will deem you adequate to move forward and that the risks of moving forward. The reason they mandate you have an attorney is just for their own liability. Because that'll be a state that has stronger laws that if a parent don't know what they're fighting and they get the whole thing, the whole shit show dropped in their lap, they will have remedy. So, in those states, you have to petition the court for a special hearing that allows you to go pro se.
Well, and then the other thing, what she's saying here too, after I reread this again, I know here in Maine and in other states as well. So my attorney that I had through the whole case itself, up to the TPR, he took care of that stuff. He did indeed file for my appeal, and then he did withdraw. But the reason that they do that is because an appeal attorney is definitely a special breed of a person. You don't want to. A lot of times, these attorneys aren't appeal breed attorneys. Like there's more writing. There's these briefs. They're not trial. They're not trial either. Any of these lawyers or trial anything, if you ask me. But I mean, maybe you got one or two good ones out there that come to fight for you, but the rest of them are just whatever. But anyway, but the reasoning for that is that way you get an actual appeal attorney to file suit with your case, because it's bad enough that you get some guy that was with Joe Blow's School of Business appointed to you as your family law attorney, to represent you in a TPR case. But it's even worse if you had Joe Blow from the School of Law come in and try to do your appeals for you, and you have no shot in hell at all. Not that you do anyway when they do this, but at least that way they give you a true appeals attorney, someone that's writing that, and they also give you fresh blood to look at that case. So in theory and on paper and everything, it looks wonderful. In reality, it's all the same crap. It's the same lawyers. You know what I mean? They're all working for the state.
Well, and there's actually a third option. And the third option is you get the court-appointed attorney and you ask for permission for the court-appointed attorney to be the second chair in your appeal, where you get to draft your appeal and he just reviews it to make sure you're following procedure. A lot of times that's offered for people who want to kind of put that fight forward themselves, but they don't quite know how. A lot of times you can get the court-appointed attorney just to review to make sure you're following procedure.
Oh. So Carrie asked you, Melissa, so you filed for that special hearing to become pro se, then your appeal brief?
So the way I would do it if it was me and I was going through this termination trial, at the end of the trial, you tell the attorney, file the steps for the notice of appeal, okay? And then once that's filed, you file a notice to move forward pro se. So is the day the attorney files the paperwork for appeal, you file your notice that you want to go pro se.
Also, don't forget to have those original attorneys get the transcripts. It's very important that you make sure that they get the transcripts ordered for you, because if you don't, you're going to be in a whole world of trouble, because those transcripts for your appeals have to get there with that notice or somewhere in around that area. Again, not lawyers, don't know for sure, but I do know that it's very important to have that attorney before they...
The request for transcripts has to be done at the same time. So anytime you do an appeal, the notice for transcripts is always done at the same time, because the judge has like right around 30 days to try to get it situated.
Right. That's if that attorney doesn't screw up and doesn't do it. That's what I'm saying. It's very important to watch for your attorney. If they're switching attorneys, just make sure that they don't happen to forget to order for the transcripts or to put in for them. Make sure that the attorney that files for your appeal files for those transcripts, because like Melissa said, when you get into appeals, it's that's like going up to big boy court, if you will. Like all of a sudden there's time stipulations and they mean something there. It's not like the district court where, like Melissa's stuck in this damn continuance forever. They don't allow this stuff to go on in those. So in the appeals court, they're very specific to so many days after the verdict, you have to file for your appeal. You have to then, provide the transcripts and so on and so on and so on, however it goes where you are. So it's very important that you pay attention to the timeline, especially if you're considering taking this fight on yourself. You need to pay attention to the timelines in the appeal process. and how and who and what is to become of it. Because again, the court pretenders, they're not looking out for your best interest. So they could give a hell not if, they're going to order your transcript for you or not. Even though it should become second nature, like Melissa's saying, they should become hand in hand. Appeal transcripts or transcripts appeal, however it goes. But you know what? They don't care. So be sure you check that stuff out. Wendy says hello to us after she blatantly blew through us all. Hello, Wendy. How are you? She said that she wasn't able to be in touch with Barbara this weekend. So that's a shame. So that makes us have no update there. But thank you, Wendy, so much. But I know as soon as you have an update for us, you will be right on the horn with us, letting us know what's going on with that. Let's see what else we have. Hey, Carrie. Oh, Jesus, I'm reading this wrong. Carrie wants to know what state you're in, Britt. Oh, okay, you guys into this. So we got Florida. Carrie, you're from, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not giving it. Oh, Louisiana. You've already answered it. So we got Florida, Louisiana. Anybody else out there, whatever states you guys are in, you want to go ahead and list those? So that way that we know what states you guys are from. So when we're talking about things, if there are specific things to your areas. And you know what? Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, guys. Very, very, very important that you guys like and subscribe. We need these things so that we can grow our show. It actually told us, so we were rolling pretty good, guys, for the past couple of weeks. We were getting 3 new subscribers a day. And then all of a sudden, in the past 5 days or past 5 shows, we got no new subscribers. So we need to show these guys. They definitely play with our numbers. So please make sure you like, subscribe, share, all those things that you can do. Press the buttons for notifications, all that stuff. Please go ahead and do that. Gary, this is good. This is a Punisher rephrase. Darren means don't let them pull a fast one and say, my bad, I forgot. Oh, well, you lost your appeal now, too. Yes, thank you for making it sound much better than I say it, Gary. That's a gold star. If we had gold star system, you got it for today. Carrie's in Iowa. Wendy's in Ohio. Well, Brenda's home state's Ohio, right by Cleveland. So there we go. That's where we're at right now. And anybody else is watching, please, put it in the list below. Do whatever you guys got to do to get it out there. Josee, how about that court-appointed attorney stuff? Do you got the gist of these guys?
I guess I don't
sucks,
understand
right?
why they make it so fuck. Why is it complicated?
Yeah.
Because the more complicated a case is, the quicker you give up. It's just like in my case. They figured if they could exhaust all my funding by denying me court-appointed counsel, and that I would exhaust all my money on attorneys, that I'd quit fighting. And if I have a bad court-appointed attorney, they could just convince me to not fight. They could tell me I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that. But the one thing you got to always remember is they work for you. You don't work for them.
Yep. It's true. Look it up. Look it up, people. It's crazy, but it's true. Wendy, I know you put up there share to Gitter and Truth Social Facebook, my feed, and I will share it. Let me know how to do that, and I will gladly do that. Carrie, let's see. There's a Canadian lawyer on YouTube who is incredible. His name is Runkle. You should ask him for someone in your area or see if he is in your area. Do you know this guy, Jose? Runkle?
Heard of them? Nope.
No? Well, let's see if we can get this Runkle guy up here. See what we got.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. It's tough finding attorneys up there that will fight for against DPG up there.
Well,
is it hard to find attorneys?
It's only if your name is Josee Belleville, then Like, you can't find one. But like there's tons, but not for me. You know?
Well, I mean, that just seems like it. That can't be true. But
Yeah, it could.
maybe it is, but it can't really be. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. So maybe it is just you, Jose. I got nothing on that.
Big Mouth and I have a TikTok. That's why they don't like me. Just
right? Yeah, make sure you guys check out Josee's TikTok too.
the worst part is I'm super nice. Like, I don't understand what.
Yeah, but you want them to do their job, and they don't want to do their job.
Exactly.
This is truth. I'm looking for this Ronco. John Wick's gun storage legal.
Gary said that he's actually live right now.
Oh, really? What is he? How do we get a hold of that? Ronco on YouTube, right?
Yes, she says if you want to watch a good YouTube disposition hearing.
Oh, Ronco
He's live on YouTube. He's live on YouTube right now. I don't know where.
I think I got Monday Law Fun Day here. We got him. I got him. Let's check it out for a minute here.
Thank you, Carrie.
Said she just posted the link for Ronco.
Right.
She said, "Yep, that's him."
Here comes
the night sky, and it's like, oh, they're at this specific location. Cool.
Wow,
so that's the thing. So it's entirely possible that they could pin down exactly where he is stargazing from. So, all right. And another one from Yellow Pill. Have to admit, prosecution had me there for a bit until the expert actually got to speak, and then it all made sense. I think a lot of people felt that way, where they were just like, "This is so unreasonable," until the expert's like, "Here's why we did it," and it's like, "Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That's why you do that. That's cool."
You can actually go on here.
Ginger with a Soul, two brilliant minds, Ian and Andrea. Well, Andrea's legit brilliant. I just pretend online sometimes. DSN, thank you for the gifted membership, much appreciated. And for the super sticker as well, thank you so much. And Dayslav Ackman Carey, thank you so much. Megan Weber, love hearing both Ian and Andrea's takes. Me too.
We've got to be on here.
Froggy Girl, thank you so much for the member anniversary. Congratulations. Thank you. Alan Fortenberry, there are studies that show simply hearing that there was a car crash versus a car is enough to drastically change how people remember and interpret the facts of a car accident. Yep. You can shape people's memory with just little tiny things.
Cool. So we got this guy.
254. Is it really that rare that prosecutors have morals and ethics? I've done it for 10 years.
That's
maybe
cool,
this
man.
is why
That's really awesome.
find defense attorneys who don't know me to be unreasonable.
We'll put him
Here's the thing.
For a minute. We'll see what's going on, and we'll get some more information about this Ronco guy.
Hello, Wendy.
See what we can, see what we can drum up about him, or maybe even in touch with him, right?
Yeah, I'll definitely go try to scope him out a little bit and see where what kind of law he does.
Yeah, that's so great, Carrie. Thank you for that. That's awesome. If you guys have any sort of references or any sort of other cool things, like we're open to all of this stuff. So please make sure that you pass any information you got on, pass it on to us. That's great stuff. I did find out the writ is a seize. So Wendy, we're back to Captain. All right, we'll check that out too, Carrie. Carrie, you're a resource.
She said.
Wendy says, Melissa, you can open that
she
one.
said that. She found out that a writ is a cease and desist.
That's the one that they
It's a petition to cease and desist writ.
So What are they telling them?
Twinkle is
To
a
stop
memorial.
Well, so pretty much a cease and desist means stop dead in your tracks. Don't move forward. But anything that's already been done will probably require a second action to undo, but hopefully they won't do more going forward.
Okay, now how do you know? How does this work? Is it it's
So,
prevalent to this
okay,
situation? You have any?
let's let the quick short of it. Okay, if you're in the middle of your case, and let's say you're getting ready to go into a termination trial, and this cease and desist gets filed at a higher court, that higher court can say, Judge, stop dead in your tracks until we decide this. Okay, and then depending on how that's ruled at that level, that will then either stop everything dead in its tracks until there's a ruling, or they can stay what's called stay the order to stop, okay? Or they can do a motion to quash and just, shit can the whole thing. But essentially, once that hearing's heard and the grounds are heard as to why we need this stop order, that'll put a stop on every active case. While the ruling,
Writ. I've never heard of that before.
It's an appellate brief. It's an appeals brief. It's a document that looks like all these big Supreme Court filings and, federal court filings. It's a brief. A writ, there's like writ of habeas corpus, writ of mandamus, writ of certiorari. I mean, there's a bunch of different types of writs that mean different things. And this one to stop will just pause every active case. Now, where it gets tricky, the cases that have already been finalized will then probably require a second filing, like an amendment filing, to then go back through and overturn those to match the first order. But we got to get the first order first.
Okay.
Right.
So, Melissa, Brenda wants to know where does it leave parents who had their rights terminated in 2018?
Well, if you're part of that writ, if you're part of that case, okay, let's say, looking at it in the short of it, they filed the motion to stay, and let's say another 2-3 months from now, the motion to stop everything takes effect, and then the opposing side's motion to stay that emergency order is denied, then every active case will stop. If the hearing wins, an amendment will be filed, and mark my words on this if you watch, an amendment will be filed to go back through and then reverse the prior cases.
So even if, like Brenda is saying, even if the children are adults right now?
Well, if your child is an adult, like I know that one of Brenda's children's is a special needs child. Therefore, even as an adult, she is still treated the same as a child. So yes, in that case, yes. And the typical case, like I have a 22-year-old kid that my rights are terminated to. What I may get is the right to know what they changed his name to, and then it would be on me to go find him.
Okay. Now, Wendy mentioned something about suing under the color of law. Can you explain that to us, Melissa?
Suing under the color of law, that falls under the the constitutional arguments. The way they should act under the color of law, the laws that bind the government to do their job, and we can attack them while they're in the action of doing their job that under the color of law they did not quite follow through.
Can you sue for $5 trillion?
You can put any dollar amount you want on there, but here's what I can tell you: that saving Maya, I don't remember Maya's last name, but what I can tell you is that Maya did not have a dollar amount on her case.
Right.
Okay, they sued for whatever the court deemed reasonable. And the court deemed that case so atrocious, they ruled in their favor for $216 million. Because that child will never again be able to hug her mother.
Yeah. Mother, right. Yep.
Well,
I mean,
really,
how
we're
many
saying
people in
that,
this world?
those violated the children's. Wendy was saying that those violated the children's rights to be able to have a reproductive relationship with your parents, and they violated their parents' rights to have reproductive relationships with the child.
Well, the nice thing that some of the attorneys, some of the judges, and some of the other people have recognized is that there's starting to be a lot of case law made about child parental alienation. Okay, originally parental alienation was just looked at between mother and father. You know, bad breakup, divorce, the one parent alienates the other parent. They are starting to recognize and make case law where they're seeing that the state is committing parental alienation, and it has now been deemed a form of child abuse.
Good.
Very good.
That's great.
I have personally found 6 different cases in 3 different states that make that argument.
Yes.
That you know,
Can you repeat that one more time for everybody, Melissa?
that parental alienation by the department has been deemed in the Supreme Court, and one was a Court of Appeals, one was a Supreme Court, and I also found a trial out of Oklahoma where they deemed that parental alienation is a form of child abuse.
And I got a question. I got a question. What if, does parental alienation, can you use that for grandparent state? Is like forcing the, like, you know, like me, like that it's them that are trying to make sure that I don't have a granddaughter? That is
I would think that you can.
Alienation.
So
yeah,
if you go and you read and you research and you look up the core funding of how your country as a whole funds the department, you'll find information on it. You need to look up the rules, because like in our here in the US we have the Safe Families Act, and there's actually rules and procedures and steps in there that they must follow in order to get the funding, to get paid for the children. And in our state, when they're working on reunification, or any state in the United States, and this probably is very similar, if not the same, for Canada. While they are working reunification, at the very same time, they must be also working for family placement. Because it's referred to as a forked system. Reason being, and no, I didn't say fuck system, I said a forked system. Because at the same time that they're working on a primary case with the parent, they have to have a backup plan, and family preservation always comes before adoption by strangers.
Well, it's interesting because Carrie has been a victim of that herself. And that's why it's difficult for her to be a parent. She has no clue how to be a parent because she was a victim of that.
Right. Well,
because when they take the kids away, they don't learn how to be parents.
Well, and it's more than that, because as a parent that was horribly scarred from a termination 10 plus years ago, I spend every day wondering what my oldest son's doing. Okay. And when I had my son and daughter, who I'm fighting for right now, my son, in the very beginning, it was hard to allow myself to bond the way I should, because I was always looking over my shoulder, wondering who's going to steal him. Who's going to steal him? Why are they going to steal him? And then after I finally figured out, hey, guess what? They're not trying to steal him. My son loves me to death. He is mama's little boy. He spends the entire visit, he's 5, okay? They talked about, he had a T-ball game last Tuesday. Well, when they said the visit's done, it's time to go to the T-ball game, he hugged me, he wrapped his arms around my neck, I stood up, and then he wraps his legs around my waist, and he refuses to let go. And they said, look, you got to get down. It's time to go to your T-ball game. He says, no, I don't want to.
Come on.
So.
Come on. What does that say?
Right.
What does that say? How is that not abuse and neglect and all that other? That is actually cruel abuse. Why are the children who are not the victims to begin with, but why are they being victimized? So it's bad enough that a parent has some sort of a hiccup in life and their children are being punished of this, because they're the ones being removed and put into these places. But now these kids are screaming and crying. They want to come freaking home. That's not an abused child. That's not a child that hates his mom and dad.
No,
that's a child.
My son throws a fit every week.
Wants to come home.
Yeah, my son throws a fit every week. He wants to come home. And this has been 2 years in the running. No hearings for 2 years. All because they have a bug up the rear end. And our state is...
You still have a bond with your son.
Yeah, our state is one of the worst states, because just a few years ago, they made a law in our state that after a child is in the system greater than 12 to 15 months, in our state, the bond with the foster parent becomes more important than the bond with the parent.
No.
Yeah, we have laws about that here that Ivy signed in the law. I think it was 2020 or something that she did it. And it literally made the bond with the foster more important than the bond with the parent after it exceeded 12 months. That's why when my judge refused to hold court for a year, he waived my right to reunification.
They have Quebec, in Quebec too, that if a child under 2 here with the foster family, then their bond is attached, and then under 5, it's their age or whatever. I don't know. There's a law here too that says under 1 is with the foster family for more than 1 year, then you can't have him here.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of the things you should always remember, Josee, go through and always look to the rules that they have to abide by to get their funding. Read their handbooks, know their procedures, because the biggest place to beat them is most of the procedures that are wrote for the department are in direct violation of the actual state laws. Here's an easy for instance. A 72-hour hearing, the emergency first hearing. Okay? Keyword 72 hours. All right? There is a rule that they can continue it, but it cannot exceed more than 3 days. And the reason being is that allows for, if the child's removed on Friday, you can hold court on Monday. Okay? Now, if you go through and you read the department's handbook could say, oh, they have 14 days, 21 days, whatever. So if the hearing don't get heard in the appropriate time, that's an instant grounds to file a complaint with the court and look for remedy. Look for a return of the children. In my case, they've been stalling so bad that the remedy that we're using is here within the next week or so. We're filing in the U.S. District Court, and we are moving to take the case to the federal and make the federal court give us injunctive relief so that we can get something done, because court has been continued for 2 years in my case.
Right.
Hey, listen, tell Darren put me back on. Oh, he's got me back. Okay. I think somebody, I can't see it anymore, said that they have issues with grandparents. Was that you, Carrie? Because I want you to explain what it was that you.
No, it was Wendy.
Oh, Wendy. Wendy had an issue with grandparents. What was the issue, Wendy?
Well, Wendy's issue is with her grandparent.
No.
Wendy's mother has her child through the department because they took her child when she went into the hospital, and her mother is the one refusing to allow her to see the child, refusing to allow her to have any part of being a parent. And it's absolute bullshit. It's illegal, and the court's refusing to fix it.
Jesus.
And that's what's so fucked up about everybody's story is that like today was my husband's birthday, and Naomi.
Happy birthday to your husband.
And like everybody we all went to the restaurant together. So my daughter don't have a toxic relationship, and I understand that sometimes a relationship with their moms and blah blah, but I mean,
right,
that's not my case. Wendy, that's happening, but I don't know. Right. Case is so unique to them. It's hard to put laws. Everybody's case is unique, and that's what I told Naomi today. I said what they is my daughter is still friends with the boy, with the baby, still talk, and I said that's what they don't understand. I was when I got Naomi's dad came to my wedding, we were still friends, and my dad and my mom were still friends, like growing up as a role model, that even though you're not with your spouse or your friends, and some people don't understand that because the baby daddy of his exes, but I mean everybody's story is unique. It's weird.
Well, I mean, everyone's story is unique because everyone's life is a little different. But the real core of the entire thing is the fact that, and there's even a lot of case law about it, is that the department will lie, cheat, and steal to make sure that they get their way in court, and they win by destabilizing the family by just tearing everyone apart. Separate the marriage, separate, like in Darren's case, his cousin was helping him. Now, his cousin won't even respond to him because, they made the cousin feel that Darren is a bad guy or something, or that they'll take the kid from them if they communicate. It's all about not just parental alienation from child, but family support alienation. Because they have certain rules that say if you do not have a proper support system, then you do not have proper security. And a lack of security is a failure to protect.
Well, this is just crazy. I got so many notes here. How is parental alienation treated up there in Canada, Jose? Is there a lot of rules and laws based on parental alienation, or is it still kind of like in a back burner like it is here? Like it's starting to take a front seat here, but up until recently, the parental alienation has been left out in the dark. And not only, I like what Melissa, I believe it was Melissa. Sorry, this happened, guys, but I believe that Melissa was the one that brought it up. But what about the alienation caused by the department, or done on behalf, or done by the department to our children? Like what about that alienation done by the department?
It's like a new term, narcissist, right? Like they just use that term out loosely. And if give me an example of parent alienation, they wouldn't even know themselves.
Right.
They use loosely and about everything. Oh, she's in a fight with her spouse. Alienation. Like they use it broadly. Yes, it's used here, but like I don't know how deep it is. Like if there's laws about it, I have to check and get back to you guys on that, because I know they use it in reports saying parent alienation, or Naomi says something about the parental alienation, right? But I mean, I don't even think they understand what the term means.
Well, what you need to do is go to Google Scholar and just type in the term parental alienation, and then next to it put, cases where it was argued as child abuse. And it'll bring you up some case law. Some will be relevant and some won't. And put it in a few different ways, and tell it to look in your area.
You said Google Scholar?
Yeah.
That's like a search engine?
It's a legal search engine through Google.
Okay, never heard of it. I'll definitely take a look at it. Thank you.
That's Josee's homework, Parental Alienation by Josee for Canada.
By Google Scholar, yes.
Yep, the Google Scholar is the reference.
Well, and for all those out there who are watching tonight who want to take on doing an appeal themselves, who want to take on filing these motions and these writs and these everything, always remember that not only do you have rights as the parent, the grandparent, the aunt, the uncle, the brother, the sister, the whoever it is, you are in the chain of fighting, but the children that you are fighting for have a right to you. If you, the grandparent, you are fighting for your child, well, that child also has an equal right to a family placement by law. Always remember to add in there the arguments that child has a right to that permanency, to that placement with family, and that what is being done, bouncing a kid to 9 homes, or even worse, them being abused in the system, is unfair and unjust. So don't be afraid to not only argue on your own rights, but argue on the rights of your kids. Because your kids deserve you as much as you deserve them.
That's genius.
Now we need a round of applause.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Wait. Say it again. Do it one more time. Say it again, Melissa.
What? That
What you just said.
That your child deserves you as much as you deserve them. Hey, Josee,
Right,
should we tell him his audience sounds a little small?
Hey, it's not the sound of it's not the size of the audience that matters, Melissa.
No, it's
it's
just about being the ones that are willing to stand up and charge forward. And
right. That's every one of the people that we have to watch.
Another important topic to cover. A lot of the departments say you cannot talk to your kid about this, you cannot that, you cannot this. Okay, take it one step forward. There is a lot of parents out there that they have filed gag orders against to argue that you cannot speak about your case because they don't want you to bring in the media. Mm-hmm. They don't want you to bring in the newspaper, the man next door, or anyone that will help stand up on your behalf. A gag order is an absolute violation of the Constitution, and learn the case laws where a gag order has been denied, because if you argue against it, 9 times out of 10, the gag order will be dismissed and not implied against you.
Oh
my gosh. So American patriotism says that I forget what it was, same as they did with my sister that attempted to take her niece and nephew. She was threatened with consequences if she did not do home study and take my children into her care. Oh my God, this is just scary. It's just, this stuff is just so nasty.
Well, and unfortunately, the system is referred to as a voluntary system, but it's anything but. It is a what I call a hostile system, because I've known many of foster parents and family members alike that they did not follow what the department immediately wanted them to, and so they not only removed the foster kid or did not place the child there they were intending to place, but they walked in and took their own kids out. Jesus, as a retaliation measure.
It's sickening what they do. It really is. Wow, guys, this has been an awesome night. I love Josee Mondays. It goes by way too fast. We didn't get back to the Runkle guy. Maybe 1 second. Let's check in on him. See how he's doing. Let's check out his Runkle. Hey, he looks like he's doing what we're doing. Huh. Well, anyway, Carrie, thank you for that information.
Him?
How many people are watching Runkle?
Yeah.
Well, there's. Oh wait, I can talk to him now as a subscriber. Let's see if we can get him to recognize us. Let's see what we can do here. Hey, Runkle.
But do you know what I've noticed too on TikTok? I am noticing more and more, and I don't know if it's just because of my algorithm or not, more and more like these people doing, how do I say it? They're doing like course on how to navigate the legal system, and they're not even, they're like normal people and nurses and stuff, and I'm just like how many people must be stuck in the legal system, yourself courses, and like people are gonna like buy into these schemes.
Well,
did you guys
Wendy, there is a course, and it's pretty much how to do law pro se. And it's about a 10 or 12 hour course, and it teaches you all about the different parts of like knowing and understanding of the law. And it's a very, very informative course. I'll make sure Darren gets that over to you.
Which one is that? The what's the name of it? Not the Corsair one.
The one that's put on by all the lawyers.
That one that is it done? I can't remember the name of the course. Oh, Jesus Almighty! Love to have a discussion. Yes, love to have a discussion with you. In reference to
or even better yet, I'll refine the course, and Darren can throw it up on his website, so that everyone can that's watching can go get it and review it. It comes with a free trial. It's $20 a month, but this law class is put on by like 6 different law professors. And I love the lady that speaks about litigating, because litigation is one of the hardest things, because it takes a pair of kahoonies not afraid to stand up. And a lot of people don't want to piss off the judge, so you second guess yourself a lot. So she teaches about litigation procedures, just as if she was teaching an attorney, and it's a really, really good program. And with the fact that you're going after the department for charges, in your case, it would be a good course for you, because it would help you with better understanding what you should object to, or what different terminology they may use that you're looking like, huh, what the hell?
Melissa, Carrie said it's called LawTube on YouTube. Melissa.
What?
Carrie was saying that it's called LawTube on YouTube.
No.
Is that the same thing?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know what LawTube is. What's LawTube?
Yeah, she says they call that LawTube on YouTube.
No,
That's what Carrie said.
This is not a YouTube program. This is put on solely by college professors. This is a private program. I'll make
what
sure.
What is this LawTube?
Heck if I know.
I don't know. Carrie mentioned that they call that LawTube by YouTube. I don't know if she's just being funny saying that, or it's very true that there's a LawTube on YouTube.
There probably is a LawTube on YouTube. There's one of everything on YouTube, but the course I'm talking about is it is different. It's a video
Authorized
training
legal
course.
Representative, i.e., he's playing lawyer when he's not a lawyer. Eugenate, you missed the Umar Zamir comments. They're about half an hour back. So, the directly notified the people represented Tican, and no steps have occurred in either matter. They say it's been apparent that he's been operating as a legal representative or purported legal representative on a for-pay basis. So he's been acting basically as a paid lawyer-like thing. And would it be defamation to call this guy a rogue attorney? It would not be accurate because he's not actually an attorney. CPS breaking news. Toss me an email.
Yeah, that's us.
Shoot me an email. My email's in the about section. It's runkleofthebailey@gmail.com. And we can talk. Well, yeah.
Sweet.
That's it. So he basically is he tells the court that he hasn't done anything wrong. And he says that the law has changed and that regulations on non-lawyer appearances have been relaxed or are discretionary, as he understood it. This is actually the opposite
about you,
of what the law says, because the law has actually gotten tighter
that stuff, and then
on lawyer appearances,
thing and get him on the
not
show with us.
looser. So
that's
Justice Rook rejected his claims as non-involvement as false, and
we're moving up, guys. We're moving up.
So they said he breached the Legal Profession Act, which basically says you can't pretend to be a lawyer. And he was permanently prohibited from involvement in any other party's litigation, any
Brenda,
form of representation or assistance with another person's litigation before the Court of King's Bench. And the Court of Appeal confirmed that result.
That's a whole topic.
And then the Alberta Court of Justice, the Provincial Court, followed along.
Sorry about that. I was
so
excited about
they're basically saying
that we just got spoken about. That was great. That was really cool. All right, guys.
Hey, hey, Darren. Yeah. I just threw that the law school for everyone. I just threw it up in the private chat. If you want to take it and add it to your site, Josee, you can click on the link from there. Same goes for you too, Herbert. You guys can click on that link and check it out.
It's in the private chat.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I don't see it. I don't see it here. Oh.
Oh.
No.
And hey, someone might take it out of the private chat and put it in the public chat because it's not letting me access the public chat.
Yep, it's up there right now.
Okay.
Go, guys.
I see it.
All right.
Hello?
All right, there we go. All right, Josee, it's Josee Monday. Any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Have a great Monday, and I'm going to try to bring someone with me next Monday.
All right. And you're also going to get a hold of Runkle. We'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get you some help up there in Canada. Cool. Melissa, last words?
No, I think I put out everything, tried to answer every question asked. If anyone needs me, you can always hit me up or hit the page up. My direct number is 251
oh my God
727 0402. Anyone needs me, I'm here for you.
All right, Herbert.
Nope, I have nothing. I'm going to pass, but it was a very good show, and I'm glad we had a lot of participation and people sending in their thoughts. That was very good. And thank you, Melissa, for this this site. I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, it's a good site. The lady that teaches litigation, she teaches a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it's really awesome stuff. Everybody should take a look at it because you'll. It's definitely worth its weight in gold. Definitely is. All right, guys. Well, thank you all again for this Monday, and let me do my little thing, and I'm going to clip you guys out. All right, people. Well, this was a great Monday, Josee day. Herbert's audio was good. Josee's kind of a little quirky. And look, I owe everybody a huge apology. I'm sorry I didn't put the chat back up after I had put this QR code up here that said support the stream. because you can support our stream by using this QR code. And I totally forgot to take it back down and put the chats back up. So I apologize about that. Also, don't forget to check out abolishcps.com. We have all kind of apparel that you can pick up and purchase that helps support us with this stream and a bunch of the other projects that we have going on. There's cool sweatshirts. There's the official Make Parenting Great Again hat. There's all kinds of cool things there. Also, if you have things that you want done for your family that you have or your cause, I design all of this stuff. So everything that you see here on these t-shirts and everything are all our artwork, my artwork. You're more than welcome to use any of this stuff, any of these logos, any of these graphics that you see. Just get in touch with me and I will absolutely give you it. I'm putting a graphics library up on abolishcps.com, so you'll be able to access all of that stuff there. Other than that, again, guys, thank you all so much for the participation tonight. I apologize for the little blurb there of not putting it back up, but look, I'm only getting better as we go along, and you guys are too. So thank you guys very much for that. Don't forget to share this stuff. Make sure that you bring a friend along with you. Some things, whatever. I think that we've said enough. I don't want to ruin a good thing that's happened tonight. So before I do that, well, it's going to happen now because this is all right. Good. No, it's not. I was just kidding with you guys. Thank you very much for tonight. It was a great show. I'm a CPS Punisher. I'm out of here. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Son of a kid. I'm pushing the buttons, not doing. There we go. All right. Cool. It's on the flip side. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Get some people in here with us. Let's go. Spread this word, people. We got to pack it up. See you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. 9:20-ish. See you then. Sorry, you guys. Can't always be perfect. I'm going to end it. We tried.